Let's spoil it like crazy. Yeah, it's nice that you finally opened that up. So, but what is this? Yeah, I know that's how I feel right now. Let's spoil some Westworld. What issue is this? Two? We've only done, this is the second one. Yeah, we tried to do last week. But, anyways, hey, what's up, everybody? This is Simon over at Constant Collectible, and welcome to Spoil It. What are we spoiling? West.
You
Yes, I know. Westworld. Oh my
spoiled.
gosh. I'm Simon, and I'm with this guy.
Hello, everyone. Chad Goody Goodwin, also from ConstantCollectible.com.
He is. I let him hang out with me. He's always wanted to hang out with the cool kids.
That's right.
All right, so what do we do here? We spoil it, right? We're gonna just talk about the Westworld because if you're not watching it, you need to be watching it because this show is awesome.
Oh, that's great.
It is
Great.
so good. What are we? Episode 4 now,
Yes.
and
Episode 4 and falling more and more madly in love.
I know, and learning more and more with some of these characters. I watched mine
Yeah,
today. You did too.
as did I.
So it's fresh. It's fresh in our mind. But even if we watched it when it came out, it would still. That's how good of an episode it was. Um, One thing that jumped out at me just at the beginning is when they started the credits. This one was written by Ed Brubaker, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this!" I mean, he writes some amazing stuff. He is probably one of the best writers that we've had on Captain America. He has written Criminal. Um, uh, Gosh, what are the other ones? All of a sudden, my brain just is not working. Um, but Ed Brubaker's writing, I mean, is just well, you saw it in this episode. Your jaw just drops
Oh,
on some of
yeah.
the things that he does.
And it's not only dialogue, it's the interaction between all the different, people. So, yeah, it
Hmm.
was, this episode was mind bending. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think it's one. It so far. This has been my favorite episode.
Yeah, because we're learning more and more about the hosts, which are of course the androids,
Hmm.
and what's going on. Um, and Fandy Newton's role in this series is of course expanding, and I love Fandy Newton. I think she's absolutely gorgeous, and I think everything, just about everything she's been in, has been wonderful. Well, the movie or show, whatever she's been in, may have sucked, but her role has always been phenomenal in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean the range that is shown. Turn this off, turn it on, and just like boom, you're like,
Yeah,
oh my gosh, wow, that was really good.
yeah. You
Um,
have these programmers, telling them, okay, go into this mode now, go into this mode, and
mhm.
they'll be so dramatic. It's like, oh my gosh, my parents are dead. And okay, lose all emotion.
Emotion. Hmm.
Yeah, they're dead.
Yeah.
And it's a switch. And it's fast.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I think everyone on this show is just doing a superb job. And
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
I'm loving the Dolores character more and more. Not only is she just absolutely gorgeous, but her role in the actual series is of course expanding, just like Fanny Newton's. And so I don't think, maybe you noticed. I'm not sure a lot of people have, and that is how a lot of these storylines are starting to cross and merge, not only the general storylines, but the one in regarding to the main.
Yes.
Have you
Yes.
Did you notice that this past
Yeah. So
episode?
this past episode, because when they're sitting down and discussing some of the things, and I even wrote it down. Like Dolores is like, she says her feelings are opening up. It says life,
Right.
life is like these feelings are like going into a room in our home that I've never been in before, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And this is when she's just offline basically in the holding or whatever you want to call it, and she's having that conversation again. and he tells her, "You know what? I
Yeah, with
think you'll
Jeffrey
feel
Wright.
yes, I think you'll feel better. I want you to play a game, and it's called the maze." Well, we know
Right.
the man in black, he's looking for the maze.
Ed Harris,
So,
yeah.
yeah. So they're
Which
everybody's
here's an interesting theory about that too, is that when Jeffrey Wright is talking to Dolores, are they actually in the same room? Because remember, they were talking and she woke up around the campfire
Oh, yeah,
with
that's
those
right.
guys.
That's right.
And so is she just, offline, supposedly, sleeping out there and she's in some kind of simulation.
Hmm, I gotcha.
So I mean, because it's not like she just got up and walked away. Because when she woke up, the guy was there watching her.
Yeah, that's right. And he handed her the, coffee in the morning. That's
Right.
right.
So it's,
Ah,
is she actually, there with him in the room, or is this some sort of, um, simulation where he puts on something and they're talking or whatever, or is he
hmm.
just sitting at a computer typing away?
Yeah,
But
that's true.
yeah, this whole integration, and the relationship between Jeffrey Wright and Dolores is getting more and more complex because he is exploring more and more artificial intelligence and he's pushing her out there to do it.
Yes.
And in a sense, she is becoming his, secret agent within Westworld.
Yeah.
He's pushing her towards the maze.
Yeah, because he says, when you find the middle of the maze, maybe you'll be set free.
Not
Um,
only that, but he made that comment to her. Someone else is programming.
oh, that's right.
And so he wants her basically out there as his agent because he can talk to her. What'd you see?
Mhm.
What'd you encounter? Did you encounter something new? Okay, what was it? Tell me about it.
That's true.
And
Because
so, yeah, he knows someone else is doing some programming that's not supposed to be done.
yeah, so the question is this a new
And we don't
character?
know if it's Hopkins or someone else. Yeah,
Exactly, that's where I'm going. It's like, is it somebody who, is it the man behind the curtain, or is it Hopkins?
right.
Which his role in this one, oh, we finally got to see Anthony
Holy
Hopkins.
crap! Yeah, and he got like super dark. I was
Yes,
constantly going, "Oh my god!" I watched that like 2 or 3 times, going,
yes.
"This is a scary dude."
This whole, skipping down the road, and meeting with the director or whatever her role is. I can't remember what it
Right?
is.
Yeah.
And he brought her to a place that she had been when she was a kid, the same exact table, the same everything. And
Same chair. Yeah.
yes, and then he basically goes, "Yeah, it's amazing how much we know about our visitors and our workers." And I'm just like, and he got
Yeah. Our employees.
super
Yeah.
creepy. But that he plays those roles so amazing, and it made me like him so much
Right.
more because, and
Well, he did this little finger gesture like this, like that,
mhm,
and everything stopped. The waiter
yeah.
was still pouring the wine, and he just froze. All the other workers
They
froze
just
and did
yeah,
whatever. They're kind
yep.
of going, what's going on?"
Yeah, that man has some
Then
power.
he did it again, and then everything went back to normal. And then all of a sudden, all the workers in the fields are walking away, and the thing started shaking. She's going
Mhm.
like, "What?" You can see the fear in her eyes,
Yes.
and she played it brilliantly. I mean,
Yes.
her role in this is, I mean, she's kind of a dirtbag, but she
Yeah.
plays it so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that whole machine coming over the hill, just eating the landscape, and him saying, "I'm not very sentimental."
Yeah, and I can't
It's like,
remember what
holy
it's
crap!
called. I can't remember what it's called, but that actually is a real machine. Now it's
Yes,
computer
yes,
generated, but it actually is real. They
right,
use those. And
right,
when it comes, I love his line because he's like, "Yeah, I'm not sentimental. I'm gonna rip this up and I'm creating something brand new." Now here's the
right.
question: in him
I know
creating
where you're going.
something brand new, are we going to now get a new world? Is he building that new world? Because like in the
Yes,
movies, we get all
that
these little
was
things.
my same.
Uh huh.
Oh yeah, and I caught on to that too. I'm thinking, okay, here's where we dive into back into more of the movie aspect, where
Yes.
there was that Westworld, the sci-fi, and the other stuff, the
Mhm.
pirate. I can't remember all of them, but it was brilliant.
Yeah, where are we going?
Um,
What is he building? Because he's like,
right,
"Oh, I will deliver. I will deliver on time, and that's it." And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see." And it's just they all cleared, and it just came in and just started digging everything up, and I'm like, "Oh, this is cool."
right.
Because now the
Well, did you notice that even when they went to go to that meeting to sit down and have that lunch or whatever, that all the people who were doing the work were, the hosts, and they're out there in their normal dress up stuff, just with pickaxes going to
Yep.
town. Going, oh my gosh! I mean, it's free labor,
Yeah.
you know, and probably a lot stronger than any normal human, anyways, too.
Yeah.
But they're just going to town.
Yeah. And
But yeah, it's oh my
I
gosh,
love the conversations that they're having. The Man in Black has with certain characters because you know where he's going, and he's telling them without really telling them what's happening. He tells I can't remember the character's name, but the one he rescued from getting hung. He
yeah,
walks around with the noose, and he tells him, well, I'm here to save you. And he's like, yeah, whatever, and then basically
yeah. He even
uses
tells
him.
him he may set him free.
Yeah, yeah, that's what he's doing. He wants to get to the center of the maze. Jeffrey Rush wants somebody to get to the center of the maze. Um, they're talking about how what's
Jeffrey
his
Rush, the pirate.
did I say Rush? Captain Barbosa is
Captain Barbosa.
yes.
Ah!
Jeffrey Wright. Oh my gosh, that's as bad as
I had
as
to do it. I had
yeah.
to do
Well,
it.
of course, because you and your Danny Glover for the
Yeah,
casting
I know.
from
I
earlier.
totally screwed that
Yeah.
up.
Uh, but he's talking. They're talking about Arnold, the other designer, who
Right.
actually broke that barrier and died there.
Well,
So
they
they say
say
he
he
does.
died,
Hmm. Yeah,
which, I'm still in the opinion this guy might be alive, and he's alive out there in this maze.
yeah, and he may be the other person who is writing these programs.
Right.
We
Exactly.
don't
I
know that.
thought that as well.
Yeah,
But the whole theory that Arnold might have been the Man in Black, Ed Harris, was totally blown out,
yeah,
out of the water this week.
yeah,
Because especially because of the preview for next week, when the Man in Black and Anthony Hopkins are sitting at a table face to face,
yeah,
and
yeah.
now it's like, ooh, ooh,
And there's that hint also too where um, when he goes and finds the host with the snake tattoo, because he's
yeah, the
told to
chick,
go and look for that. And then you see one of the guys in their crew. You're like, oh, he's not one of their crew. He's actually visiting. And he comes up to me and goes, excuse me, I don't want to interrupt, but your foundation really saved me. And then he just cuts him off, tells him
right?
off, and he goes, I'm on vacation. Leave me alone. And it's like,
Yeah, he tells him, you say another word, and I cut your
yeah.
throat.
And it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's like, ooh,
okay. Who are you? What foundation? Now we know it's
yeah,
medical. Um, because it says, basically save my sister's life, or we can assume it's medical. Uh,
right.
but then it's like, okay, well then, what are you doing? I mean, we know you've made money because they've said in the past, oh, that guy gets a free pass. Now the other thing is too that I noticed
Oh, he
too,
gets whatever he wants. Yeah,
gets whatever he wants.
and the whole lighting of the match with the cigar.
Yes, that's where I'm going
Oh, we have a
because
request for a couple of pyrotechnics. It's like,
yes,
what the freak?
and he looks and he goes, oh yeah, approved. It's like, okay, are you in
Yeah,
cahoots with each other? So you're, even though he may not get what he wants, he's getting what he wants because he's paid you a lot of money to allow him to get what he wants. Because, head of security, of course, why not? I'm going to befriend you. I'm going to give you what you want, and you're going to give me what I want because I'm going to pay you. So that could be
exactly
something
right.
there too. Um, so there's a little bit more to this Man in Black. It's not just this, I want this and you're going to die. There's a backstory that we don't
Right.
know of. Is he
Yeah,
related
it's
to
getting
Arnold? Is
far
he?
more complex, and I'm
Hmm.
loving it.
Oh, so am I. I mean, it's at these
Yeah,
stories, getting off of him, because, sorry, and going in a different direction with our hosts, I'm going to call them, at the saloon. She's getting these reoccurring nightmares, but they're not nightmares.
right.
They're these visions that she's seeing. They're her memories are continuing
Yeah,
to
Fanny
grow.
Newton. Yeah,
They're getting stronger. Um, she draws the picture of the man in the mask, and then she's like, "Okay, I've got to keep this safe." And she opens up her floor, and there's already like
right.
10 other
Yeah, there's
pictures,
like 10 of them. Yeah,
and she freaks
she's
out
like, oh
even
my
more.
god.
And then it's like,
Well, the Indian. the
Yes.
Indian that had the doll,
Yeah,
and
is
she's like,
designed.
"Holy crap!"
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
and so then she finds out that this is, like, oh, their god, and he lives between worlds, and, all this stuff. So it's like
right.
all these things are intertwining with each other.
Oh
Man,
man.
what a show! It's like I want to go back and watch it again.
Well, and yet the other thing too is the this new character which we've only seen briefly is Wyatt, and
Yes.
how now the Man in Black is having to
Hmm.
find Wyatt. James Marsden's character has encountered Wyatt and was strung up.
On the tree.
Now, yeah,
Yep.
Dolores is now looking for him too, and
Yeah.
so this new character is playing such a pivotal part. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
And but it's amazing that it was Wyatt is a brand new construct.
From
He's
the
a brand new
last
storyline,
episode. Yes.
right? But he's more complex than we think.
Yeah.
There's more involved with him.
Yeah, he plays a huge part, and you've got all these little strings coming together, basically, pointing towards him and also pointing towards the maze. And
Right. And the fact that since he is a brand new host, within Westworld, that there is a lot more complex programming going on. Who's doing this?
yeah, yeah,
Because Wyatt now knows he's now a chain in a chain of events and to get to the maze.
yeah,
And he has this information. So who's if he's brand new, who's doing this?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's oh my gosh, it's just getting so deep.
Yeah, it's a fun show. I mean, and again, like I said before, it's like this sucks because I can't binge it. I gotta wait. I gotta wait till next
Right.
week to see it. Because it does bring you in, it does want you to see more, it makes you ask more questions, and man, what a great show.
Right.
If for those of you guys who are watching this and didn't mind us spoiling it, I mean, seriously, you got to go watch it so we can have a conversation about it, because we want to talk to you guys about it. So, because man, it's good.
Oh yeah, I mean if you don't have HBO, if you don't have access to it, I suggest paying for HBO for 2 months, or actually
Hmm.
what you can do is call your cable subscriber
Yes.
and see what deals they have. And typically they'll do deals for like 3 months
Yeah, just threaten to quit.
at a reduced rate, or yeah, or they'll give it to you for free.
Yeah, threaten to quit, and
But
then they'll
you
"Oh, we'll
got to
do
see
this and
this.
this and blah blah blah." Or what you
Right.
do is you get their free month. You do their free month, and then go watch the episode. Catch up, and then you can cancel it anytime. You can link it through
Right.
your iTunes. You can link it through your cable company, or you can just go straight to them. You get a free 30-day trial. And then once that trial's up, you either say, "Okay, I'll pay my 14.99 a month," or you just go, that's okay.
Eh,
I mean,
yeah.
there's other shows on there that I'm kind of going, I
Yeah.
think I might want to hold on to this because of
Yeah.
what else is offered. There's a few shows on there that I'd like to go back and watch. And then there's a few shows that have just popped up that I'm like, oh, I think that looks kind of interesting. But yeah, you do that so we can have a conversation, because we'd love to talk to you guys about this
Yeah.
show.
It's getting so brilliant. And I think, you made a great point, is that the writer did such a superb job in this
Yeah.
episode. Um, and there wasn't a dull moment.
No,
At least I don't think in
no.
what was going on, because even the slow moment, there was something you had to be paying attention to. And the
Yeah.
fact that the Expanse, which man, I even say that word, it reminds me of that sci-fi show that's coming back again next year. Oh, I can't wait. Um, the Expanse, how big Westworld is,
Yes.
and because now we're going to a different prison where he was at and looking for someone, and someone else is going way off over here. I mean, there you have hundreds of miles. And the fact that when that machine was going through the bedrock, digging up, getting ready for the new expansion, even Anthony Hopkins' character is going, "Are the neighbors complaining?"
Yes, that's right. And you know what? I didn't even get that at first, because I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, the neighbors. But it's like, no, he's talking about the actual, game, plus amusement park that is going on right now. And you had no
Right,
idea that was going on.
right.
Yeah, I'm.
I mean, at first you think, okay, the people who live or the businesses that are
Hmm.
borderlining the properly.
Yep.
No, dude, that's the other lands. I think
Yeah, that's exactly.
this
So it
this
was a
is this
great
is getting
little.
good,
I'm
and the
trying to
fact
look.
that there are people who are saying this is the next Game of Thrones, I am fully on board.
Yeah, I am
I
too.
think they're right.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what HBO has been looking for. Um, they because with where they are going, we've got two shortened seasons coming up, and that's it. You're looking at, I think they said 5 to 6 seasons of Westworld that they
Right.
kind of have mapped out. Yeah, I'm all in because oh my gosh, I mean, sci-fi, western, mystery, all that kind of stuff. It's all rolled up into one, and this is a
Well, and
really
and,
good.
and yeah, and the brilliant part about this is that they don't every season they don't have to focus on Westworld.
No, they don't.
It can be Westworld, but you can have the core players who are in the main hub, but there could be something going on over here in Sci-Fi Land or
Yep.
Star Wars Land. Hey,
Yeah.
but something else. But then they can drift every once in a while back to Westworld because that's where the main thing is going on.
Yeah.
And so this can be we can have Game of Thrones next year followed up with another season of Westworld,
Hmm.
and of course Game of Thrones the following year, followed up with Westworld, and Westworld kind of takes over.
Yep. And then their
Um,
next show comes in and fills that hole, and it just
right,
keeps going.
right.
Um, yeah.
The
There's
writing for this show is just unreal,
yeah,
and I'm so happy.
and that's what I'm just looking up right now. The first episode written by Jonathan Nolan, which
Okay,
we know Jonathan Nolan related to Christopher Nolan. They've worked on several stuff. Um,
right.
he also
Which I
then
didn't he help his brother out with the Dark Knight series?
yes, yes, he did. Jonathan also wrote the second episode, the
Okay,
third episode again, and then Jonathan Nolan, and now we get Ed Brubaker. Um,
right. Okay, wow.
and let's see here, and then I'm kind of curious on who's writing next week's episode.
Have they posted that yet?
Um, I'm looking on IMDb just to kind of
It could be
see.
him again.
It could, and it looks like, you're going to have Jonathan, kind of overseeing some things. They brought in Ed Brubaker. You've got, of course, they're basing all this off of Michael Crichton. And then Lisa
Right.
Joy is also credited for writing.
Okay.
And Lisa Joy, let's see, what has she done? She's known for, oh, Burn Notice, Battlestar Galactica. Um,
Ooh,
yeah, so some decent stuff. She's writing Westworld. She wrote some Pushing Daisies, which that show was hilarious.
I didn't see it.
Um, but yeah, I mean the the writing is just amazing, and I'm looking forward to when the Emmys get announced because this show, I'm telling
Oh,
you,
her spouse is Jonathan Nolan.
yeah. So they're tandem writing.
Oh, okay.
So I am so looking forward to watching these guys get some awards because this show is amazing. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff right now on TV. Um, but I'm telling you, this is like the top of my list. After last week, after Sunday's episode of this one, I want more. Then Walking Dead was probably the best episode I've seen so far in the many seasons that there is. I hope it continues. But man, there's a lot of good stuff to watch. I'm kind of glad I'm a cord cutter because my DVR would be full. I'd rather just purchase the stuff that I want to watch, so I don't have to
Right.
mingle through all the crap that they put out.
Well, there's a lot of good stuff on TV, but there's only a handful of things that are really this in depth.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is. I mean, I keep telling everyone you got to see this show. You got to see this show.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start asking some other folks that you and I chit chat with and see if they've either jumped in or are curious, and if not, I would love them to, so we can have a little bit more of a conversation.
right.
Because I think it would be very interesting conversations. We get some really, you know what? I bet you too. If they did, we get some really interesting theories come out of their
Yeah.
thinking because I think it would be awesome. But if you're not watching it, you gotta watch it because holy cow! I mean, I watched mine earlier today. I was texting chat. I was texting like crazy. Oh my gosh, you gotta see this. Oh my gosh, Anthony. Oh, I'm just like, oh, it's over.
And again, I'm like, oh, jeez,
Yeah,
shut up.
and then you get home and you're like, oh,
Oh,
that's what he meant.
yeah,
I
exactly
didn't
right.
send you any spoilers.
No.
I'm just like you. I can't wait to talk about this because what a show. Do you have any, theories on kind of where it's going? Because part of me
Uh,
feels like the Man in Black might somehow be related to the other creator in
um,
some way.
if he is, he'd have to be something of a sibling. But the impression I got from the preview was that no,
Okay.
because I think the Man in Black said something to that Anthony Hopkins of, are you something more to get in my way or whatever,
Oh.
and it seemed like he pulled that knife out to maybe do something, thinking that maybe Anthony Hopkins was a host.
Oh. Okay.
But James Marsden's character was there to actually stop anything from happening and just kind of slam the knife
Oh man,
into
I
the
can't wait.
table. Yeah. So
Cannot wait.
yeah, I have a few theories, but they're kind of sketchy.
No, let's hear him. Come on, I want to hear him.
So well,
At
I,
least
I I
give me
think
your top
I
one.
think that well, I think Arnold, the old creator, I don't think he's dead.
No, I don't think he is either.
I think that there's something to this maze because when you look at the map of the maze itself, it shows kind of a stick figure in
Yes,
the
in
very
the
center.
middle. Mm-hmm.
Right, which leads me to think that there's someone there.
Yeah.
Not only literally, but there's an unlocking of some sort. Um, and the fact that because there is someone else who is doing programming, which you tend to lean towards Anthony Hopkins
Mm-hmm.
because he is doing all this stuff, but that seems a bit too obvious.
Yes.
And so then you have Jeffrey Wright's character, Bernard, who is obviously pushing Dolores.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's had her read multiple books. He's pushing towards that AI, towards that more free thinking. He's giving her more range
Yes.
within the game itself. Um, and there's some notice being taken of that now. Like, hey, we have someone who's off their story track here, and they're kind of, well, let her roll with it since she's with other paid patrons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, so, like I said before, I think Dolores is turning into kind of a secret agent for Bernard.
Yeah.
Um, and then, of course, Harris's character is just
Mhm.
mind
He's
blowing.
awesome. What a
Um,
bad guy. Oh.
oh yeah, that's pretty intense.
And you
Um,
say, Bernard is giving Dolores things to read. One of those first books that we know that he has her read is Alice in Wonderland. This
yeah,
maze could be going down the rabbit hole. Um, and
right.
so, opening up these new emotions is like, Lewis Carroll messing around with LSD and writing his stories.
Right.
Who knows? I mean, gosh, I cannot wait to see where everything goes.
And I'm someone who likes to record shows and kind of binge watch a little bit, but I'm kind of happy I can't with this one because
You
I think half the
speculate.
fun is
Hmm.
speculating
Yeah.
on what's going on because I want to think about it. I don't want to be just spoon fed everything. I want to think about it,
Yeah,
and
that's
I
true.
want that time to think between like, okay, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen now? What's this guy doing? Why is he doing it?
Yeah.
Um, and Ed Harris kind of pointed out more of his motivations in this last episode. In wanting to get towards the maze.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah. It should be good. So we'll have to spoil it again next week.
Yes.
So, and then you had mentioned, and this kind of blew me away, and I had no clue, but we're both watching Star Wars Rebels. That's been pretty good, but no episode this week, huh?
No. I think it's due in part to because it falls on the weekend now, and this is Halloween weekend.
True. And all the kids will
So,
be out, doing whatever, trunk or treating on one day, Halloween candy binging on another day. So
which
yeah, that
they
makes
are
sense.
showing an episode on Saturday. It's the Shadow episode 1, whatever it is, from season 3. I
Okay.
think it's the very first episode. Yeah, so yeah, no new episode this week.
Okay.
Um, and of course, we didn't really talk about Rebels all that much in this episode, but just briefly, I think we can just throw a couple things out.
Yeah.
Um, whole closure for the Clone Wars, because that they had that simulated battle between Rex,
Hmm.
Ezra, and Kanan, between the droidicas, the other robots, Roger Rudder.
Yeah, the separatists
Yeah,
versus the
which
Republic.
right, and we mentioned in the other podcast that I thought that we were going to see HK-47,
Oh, which would have been awesome.
which would have been brutal.
Yes.
Which I think that's why they did not do it, because it is a Disney TV show. Um, HK-47 being from Knights of the Old Republic.
Hmm.
That was Darth Revan's personal droid. He was an assassin droid. Um, Brutal. Yeah, he actually called humans meatbags. So
That's
it's
right.
kind of funny. So it was a cool side story. I liked it. I
I
like the
enjoyed it.
fact that they picked up a brand new shuttle. They're now going to call that the Phantom. That at the very end they talked about that, and that Sabine has to repaint it, and
Yes.
kind of interested to see how they outfit it, I guess.
Yeah, it would be good. So I'm looking forward to that one too. It's just a bummer that we have to wait another week. So, but
Yeah.
heck, that's why we're here. We like to talk about it. So cannot wait.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's been another one of Spoil It. Leave a comment. I'm Simon you can find me on Twitter at C_collectible. And as always, I'm with this guy.
I'm Chad Goodwin. You can find me on Twitter at Chad Griffin 12, and as well on Instagram at DJ Kilt,
Yep.
and of course over at ConstantCollectible.com.
Awesome. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you guys think. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Take care.